She would like to exchange.
No.
Yes, can you would you mind doing that, sir?
No, I do mind doing that. I paid for this seat.
I know,
I'm
but
not
it's
gonna
my
move back.
daughter's back there. And we got
It's
sorry.
just 2 rows.
I'm sorry about that.
Sarah.
I'm having anxiety and I really want my daughter next
According
to
to
me.
her, she has anxiety and she cannot.
Okay,
cry
do I
next to her
have to
daughter.
move because she has anxiety? Okay, I'm saying no, I don't want to move.
Very
Like,
considerate
look,
of you to
just because you have anxiety, that's not my problem. You should grow up or not
Grow
fly.
up. You're very rude. You have a mother?
Yes,
Did
I
she
have a mom.
raise you to treat older people like this?
How about you be considerate and realize that I paid for this seat?
I'm gonna go ahead and ask the purser if there's any way we can sit you both together. Maybe.
Absolute props to the guy for standing up for himself and actually having like legitimate points for it too. Of I paid for the seat. Why didn't you just decide, hey, I should probably buy the seat next to me for my daughter? And 3, why don't you go ask the people back there if they're willing to switch? Because obviously I already said no.
This person was filming a TikTok dance video inside of this mall when out of nowhere this random person decided to interrupt him while dancing. He was trying to get him to stop dancing and even decided to stand in front of his phone so he could stop filming his video. The TikToker attempted to continue filming his dance video, but this random guy just did not want him filming this video at all, and eventually the TikToker just walked away.
The older gentleman should have just left the TikToker alone. I get it. It's pretty cringe to be doing that out in public, and you don't usually like to see that because you're older. But at the same time, it doesn't look like the man's blocking anything. Just go around him.
We are very different.
That's all I need to know. Thank you. I don't have time.
No, shut. Please, let me talk.
Oh, you have a good night.
No, but we can be friends.
good
You
night.
don't want to be my friend.
I'm 40 years old. I ain't got time for that bull.
Chad was not wasting any time with that. He heard, hey, we're a little different, and was like, yo, I'm not even going to risk paying for no one's meal. I'm not wasting my money paying even for my own. I'm out. I'm 40. I'm done. I've done this enough. And he just went.
If you sit down in front of it, if you sit down in front of it, sit down in front of it.
Everyone sit down! Sit in the line. Stop! Stop!
Big brain move there. Make the truck sit there and idle, so then they have to pay for gas a lot sooner than they thought. Go try that in front of an airplane and see how well that works. Ah yes, let's stand in the middle of the road in front of a tractor trailer that cannot stop on a dime. That's a real smart way to protest. And the guy that's sitting there running like, dude, what did you expect to happen? Did you expect him to be able to stop like he had jet propulsion to stop him? No, that's not how that works. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. You're in the completely wrong place to be doing this. You should be at the actual farms where these animals are being raised and held in inhumane conditions. And, well, yeah, inhumane, but they're animals, so they're not human. You get my point, okay? Go to those farms and tell them that they need to give them better living conditions.
Can you get this person out?
It's a peaceful protest.
There was absolutely no mercy shown to that climate activist. He grabbed her by the neck and said, hey, can we get this climate activist out of here? Oh, it's a peaceful protest. It's a peaceful protest. Yeah, somewhere where you're not supposed to be. I get you clowns care about the world, but you're doing it at the completely wrong places, I swear. I have never seen these climate activists group together and go do a climate protest at an airport. I mean, seriously, these people will sit there and they'll throw these really annoying buzzers out that annoy everybody. Or they'll put this really neon orange dye all over the place and be like, it's a climate protest. No, you're just making stuff look even worse. Just because you might understand why someone is doing something does not mean it's a smart idea, like gluing your hand to the road. A car's got to go over the road at some point. Maybe someone's coming on a motorcycle. Or maybe you got to go to the bathroom. But guess what? You're stuck to the road because of a stupid choice, because you wanted to protest something that you could have done on the side of the road and used a megaphone over. I mean, it's just, why would you glue your hand to the road? Your hand's got to come off that road, and it's most likely not going to be a pretty sight for your hand.
The internet is outraged after a group of moms gathered and took all the candy on Halloween out of a neighbor's candy stash. The neighbor in question had a sign placed saying, "Please take one only." Regardless of the sign, the woman and her kids left the bucket of candy empty. Thankfully, a neighbor noticed that the candy bucket was empty at the house across the street. After being notified, he came to drop off candy for the rest of the neighborhood.
You fat, greedy Seriously, look at the lady right there on the right that's looking like she just won the lottery because she found a thing of full-size candy bars and doesn't know how to follow simple directions of taking one. And then they decide to not even put the bucket back in the right place. They just leave it off to the side like it is. That's so disrespectful. Now, there is a bit of faith left in humanity, though, because one of the neighbors realized that the candy bucket was empty and went over and refilled it. So, absolute props to them.
Dumb candy. All right, CEO, you out of pocket, young boy. What is you doing?
Bro, shut up, bro. You're not even home, dummy. I'm already trashed your crib, bro.
I am home. Stop playing with me.
Fuck my
dirty ass young boy. Watch this. All right, say less.
Oh, you're not even home, bro. You're not home, bro. Where you at? Where you at? Oh.
Sorry.
Some kids really need to understand what respect is and how to follow a simple direction of just take one or take five or however you want to put it on your little poster for Halloween. Kids need to understand to respect that. And guess what? Actions have consequences. I might not necessarily agree with the guy tackling the kid, but at the same time,
this bus driver makes my kids cry every day.
Go ahead. I love you. Have a good day. Please don't yell at my kids today.
I don't yell at your kid.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not too long.
Don't yell.
Shut your mouth.
You're not going to talk.
Shut your mouth.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
I'm asking you not to yell at my kids.
How dare you tell me not to yell at your kids?
Yes, they cry every day. Yeah.
that line of, how dare you tell me not to yell at your kids? It's absolutely crazy. I understand that a lot of these bus drivers get put under a lot of stress because of kids that misbehave totally completely. But something's telling me with the way that that bus driver reacted to the mother saying, please don't yell at my kids, goes to show that they definitely yell at those kids way too much for stuff that they really don't deserve to get yelled at. I cannot be the only one that realized that none of the other young children there caused a scene like that, and that kid definitely looks old enough to know better. If it was a younger me in that kid's shoes, then I probably would have gotten one warning, then a sterner warning, then a pop in the mouth, and realized I did something pretty wrong. Now, by no means am I saying kids should be beat black and blue just because they won't listen, because that's completely wrong and unacceptable. But on a flip note, parents these days just seem way too soft, and these kids run wild because of it.
This is the moment a Florida student attacked a teaching assistant for taking his Nintendo Switch. The teacher's aide was left unconscious before the student was taken into custody.
I don't want to go to jail. I have more important places.
I understand.
Stupid. I'm gonna kill you!
So Brendan Deppa, the kid that attacked the teacher, is 17 years old, 6'6" tall, and weighs 270 pounds. And yeah, he may be a little autistic and might have an IEP, but I'm sorry, that kind of aggression is not okay at all. The kid even knew what he did was wrong because once he got handcuffed, he's like, I don't want to go to prison. Like, he knew what he was doing. And now there's people that are upset at that teacher for trying to get the kid locked away for 30 years when that kid could have ended her whole entire life. all over a video game. And do not get me started that this kid already has a track record of being aggressive, and maybe the school was understaffed and not capable of handling him, but then maybe homeschool the kid? Or, I don't know, just that kind of aggression is just not acceptable no matter what. I mean, that kid was stomping on her head, was wailing on the back of her head with a closed fist. Like, that's just not, no, I don't care. That could have ended that teacher's career just for simply doing her job and saying, hey, put your Nintendo Switch away. And I also heard that potentially the teacher he attacked wasn't even the right teacher. Wasn't even the teacher that took away their Nintendo Switch. So yeah, if you're asking me, the teacher not helping them try and lower his sentence at all is the right move. So it seems like deer are just like humans. If anybody has a Snickers, it might be a good time to give the deer a Snickers bar. Just saying.
That one is down there. It's got to be about 12 inches across. And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
Okay, most people are not going to know what that sound was. They're going to be like me the first time I ever saw that video, and I'm like, oh, gee, that's encrypted. I don't want to be anywhere near there. Nope, not doing it. I'm out. That bellow, though, was actually from a moose or an elk. They were doing like a mating call or something like that. And the guy out there that was looking at mushrooms handled that amazingly. He heard it, and he's like, you know what? I think it's time to go. And away he went.
Garlic butter, isn't it? Put it on the chippies. It's going to make it really wet and soggy.
The guy eating a sandwich has to either find new friends or just go solo for a while until he can, because if his friends are going to sit there, record him in a bad place, and then post it online like this, nah. I can slightly understand if you record that to keep it in your little friend group and whatnot, but posting it online, that's a whole different ballgame. That's just not acceptable at all. Hell, how about y'all meet up at like a fast food place instead of somewhere that looks pretty lavish like that and get like a quick like McChicken or something. And don't get me wrong, fast food places are pretty expensive nowadays, but even then, come on. Really? You're gonna record your buddy like that?
Y'all know who I am tonight?
We got Betty Boop!
I'm not Ice Spice, I'm Betty Boop.
I know who you really are. You're a nobody if you don't dress like that. Seriously, if Ice Spice did not dress like a glorified stripper, then half of her fan base probably wouldn't even be there. They wouldn't even know who she is if she didn't dress like that. New age rap is also being glorified a little bit by young children as well, who will sit there and see people dressed like Ice Spice and be like, I want to dress like my favorite rapper. No, you don't. You don't want to go out looking like that in public. It's disgusting. In the end, I'd much rather return to old school rap regardless, because it had a lot of soul power and storytelling to it. Go look up a song called If You Knew by Jurassic 5, and you might just understand what I'm talking about when it comes to old school rap versus new age.
What did we get to today? I think you guys gave me the lunch menu. I'm here for brunch. This is another American. Excuse me, madam. Lunch ends at 1 p.m. It's 1:30 right now. I saw this meal on Instagram. It was like an Eggs Benedict brunch item. Can I just get that? That's only for brunch, ma'am. I'm not leaving. On your website, it literally says that you offer brunch. This is false information that you can get sued for. I'm sure you don't know who I am. That's for sure something that I can tell you 100%. Ungrateful American, please. Can you escort this ungrateful? Please don't touch me. Don't touch me. These Americans, I just cannot serve them anymore.
The sheer arrogance that woman has to be like, well, what does that have to do with me? I want the brunch menu. You're not there in time for the brunch menu. You're late for it. So either go back the next day or get the hell over yourself and just order lunch while you're there. No matter how big you get on social media, there's still going to be people who do not know who you are. And even then, that doesn't mean you deserve priority over any other paying customer. You really don't.